Most people imagine becoming a millionaire as the moment life finally becomes easy. They picture waking up without financial stress, buying whatever they want, traveling whenever they want, and never worrying about another bill again. The truth is that becoming a millionaire is usually quieter, slower, and far less glamorous than people expect. Some problems disappear, but new ones take their place. Many millionaires do not feel rich at all. They may have a seven-figure net worth and still worry whether they have enough. So today, we are breaking down what no one tells you about being a millionaire, because understanding what wealth really looks like can help you build it, protect it, and avoid destroying it once you finally have it. The first thing nobody tells you is that becoming a millionaire often does not create a dramatic emotional moment. Most self-made millionaires do not suddenly receive $1 million in cash. Their wealth grows gradually. They invest a portion of every paycheck. Their retirement accounts increase. Their business becomes more valuable. Their home gains equity. Their debts shrink. One year, their net worth is $600,000. A few years later, it becomes $800,000. Eventually, after enough saving and compounding, the total crosses $1 million. Nothing magical happens that morning. The bills continue arriving. Many people do not even notice the exact day it happens. They calculate their net worth months later and realize they quietly crossed the line. Real wealth is usually built through repetition rather than one spectacular event. A bigger number can provide security and opportunity, but it cannot automatically create purpose, confidence, discipline, or happiness. The second thing no one tells you is that a millionaire may have surprisingly little cash available to spend. Net worth is not the same as money in the bank. Someone might own a house worth $700,000, have $400,000 invested, owe $200,000 on the mortgage, and keep only $30,000 in cash. Their net worth is still above $1 million, but they cannot casually spend $1 million. Most of their wealth is inside assets that cannot be sold without consequences. This is why someone can be a millionaire on paper and still live on a normal monthly budget. A large net worth provides stability, but it does not mean unlimited purchasing power. The third reality is that $1 million is both a lot of money and not nearly as much as it sounds. For someone living paycheck to paycheck, $1 million feels infinite. But once you use it to fund decades of living expenses, the number becomes smaller very quickly. Suppose someone retires with exactly $1 million invested and withdraws 4% in the first year. That gives them about $40,000 before taxes. That may support a comfortable lifestyle, but it is nowhere near private jet money. Housing, food, transportation, health insurance, repairs, travel, and taxes can consume it quickly. Inflation also keeps reducing what each dollar can buy. That is why reaching $1 million often does not feel like permission to stop.
It feels like proof that the strategy is working, followed by the realization that the strategy must continue. The fourth thing people rarely discuss is that spending money can become emotionally harder after you build wealth. That sounds backward. You would assume that the more money someone has, the easier it becomes to spend. But the habits required to become wealthy often make spending uncomfortable. A self-made millionaire may have spent 20 years delaying gratification, avoiding lifestyle inflation, investing automatically, and questioning every unnecessary expense. Those habits do not disappear when the account reaches 7 figures. The same person who compared grocery prices before becoming wealthy may still compare them afterward. Their restraint became part of their identity. This can create a strange problem. They have enough money to enjoy life, but they feel guilty whenever they use it. They know how to accumulate, but never learned how to spend intentionally. Wealth is not only about maximizing the number before you die, it is also about creating freedom, experiences, health, time, and security. Some millionaires eventually need to practice spending as deliberately as they practiced saving. The fifth truth is that people may treat you differently once they know you have money. Friends may assume you should pay for dinner because the expense is smaller for you. Relatives may ask for loans, business investments, emergency help, or financial guarantees. Some people will expect generosity, while others become resentful. Even normal conversations can become uncomfortable because you no longer know whether someone values your friendship or your resources. This is why many genuinely wealthy people avoid revealing exactly how much they have. Privacy protects more than the bank account. It protects relationships from being distorted by assumptions. Once people attach a number to your name, every decision gets judged through it. Refuse a loan, and you look selfish. Buy something expensive, and you look like a show-off. Quiet wealth gives you more control over how people interact with you. The sixth thing no one tells you is that lending money can become one of the fastest ways to damage both wealth and relationships. Someone may promise they only need money temporarily and will repay it within months. But if the borrower cannot get financing from a bank, there may be a reason. The millionaire is now accepting a risk that professional lenders rejected. If the money is not repaid, the relationship changes permanently. The lender becomes frustrated. The borrower becomes embarrassed or defensive. Family gatherings become uncomfortable. Wealthy people often learn that when helping someone they care about, it can be safer to give an amount they can afford to lose rather than pretending it is a guaranteed loan. Healthy boundaries are essential, and protecting your stability is not cruelty. You cannot build lasting security if everyone around you treats your savings as a public emergency fund. The seventh reality is that taxes become more complicated, not less complicated. When income comes entirely from a salary, taxes may be relatively straightforward. But wealth can create income from businesses, dividends, interest, real estate, capital gains, and retirement accounts. Selling an appreciated asset or moving money between accounts can create tax consequences. Owning a business can require estimated payments, payroll decisions, deductions, and detailed records. At this level, financial mistakes can become expensive enough that professional advice is often worth the cost. Good professionals can protect you from decisions that look harmless but produce major consequences. However, wealth also attracts professionals who charge high fees while providing little value. A millionaire must learn enough to evaluate the people advising them.
Delegating responsibility does not mean surrendering understanding. Nobody will care about your money as much as you do. The eighth thing people misunderstand is that a high income does not automatically make someone wealthy. There are people earning $300,000 per year who have almost no net worth. Their homes and cars are financed, their vacations go on credit cards, and their lifestyle consumes nearly every dollar. They look rich, but may be one job loss away from serious trouble. At the same time, someone earning $90,000 may quietly accumulate more than $1 million by consistently investing and keeping expenses under control. Wealth is not determined only by how much money enters your life. It is determined by how much remains, what you do with it, and how long you allow it to grow. Income can build wealth, but lifestyle inflation can consume income at almost any level. Every raise can increase either your freedom or the cost of maintaining your identity. The ninth truth is that the first million is often much harder than the second. Early on, almost all progress comes from your own contributions. Imagine you have $50,000 invested and the portfolio grows 10%. That produces $5,000, helpful but limited. If you have $1 million invested and receive the same return, the growth is $100,000. Your money is now capable of producing an amount similar to a full-time salary. Returns vary and some years are negative, but percentage growth becomes more powerful as the asset base grows. This is why accumulating the first meaningful amount can feel painfully slow. At the beginning, discipline seems to produce tiny rewards. Later, the same discipline begins producing numbers that once looked impossible. The 10th thing no one tells you is that watching your wealth fall can be more stressful than building it. A person with $10,000 invested may lose 20% during a market decline and see a $2,000 drop. A person with $1 million invested can experience the same percentage decline and watch $200,000 disappear on paper. The percentage is identical, but the emotional impact feels completely different. That loss may represent years of salary and create a powerful urge to sell. This is where wealth tests behavior. The strategies that helped you become a millionaire may only work if you remain consistent when consistency feels dangerous. You discover your real risk tolerance when your portfolio falls by an amount that could buy a house. A good financial plan is not one that looks impressive during good years. It is one you can realistically follow during bad years. The 11th reality is that becoming wealthy can make you more aware of everything that could go wrong. Before building money, people often believe wealth will eliminate fear. In reality, you may simply gain more things you are afraid to lose. You begin thinking about lawsuits, insurance, identity theft, market crashes, business failure, medical costs, and estate planning. Money reduces financial vulnerability without eliminating human uncertainty. Some people respond by becoming excessively cautious. They refuse to invest, refuse to spend, and obsess over every possible disaster. But total safety does not exist. Cash creates inflation risk, investing creates market risk, property creates maintenance risk, and business creates operational risk. The goal is not to remove every risk. The goal is to understand which risks you are taking and prepare for the ones that could seriously damage your life.
The 12th thing no one talks about is that early retirement can create an identity crisis. People dream about quitting work, but work also provides structure, goals, social contact, and identity. When that disappears, a newly retired millionaire may feel lost. Monday becomes identical to Saturday, while friends and family remain busy. The person may have financial freedom, but no clear idea what to do with it. This is why retiring from something is not enough. You need to retire towards something. That could be family, travel, creative work, volunteering, fitness, education, mentoring, or building a smaller business without financial pressure. Money gives you control over your time. It does not automatically tell you how that time should be used. The 13th truth is that millionaires still make terrible financial decisions. Wealth does not create intelligence. Someone can build a successful company and still know almost nothing about investing. A person can earn a fortune and lose it through taxes, bad contracts, excessive spending, or concentrated bets. Success can create dangerous confidence. When one strategy works, people may assume their judgment is strong in every area. That is how poorly understood opportunities destroy fortunes. Building wealth requires confidence. Preserving wealth often requires humility. You need to know when the promise of a huge return is distracting you from permanent loss risk. Once you have enough, you do not need to multiply your money as quickly as possible. Sometimes the most intelligent financial move is refusing an exciting opportunity. The 14th reality is that lifestyle inflation does not arrive all at once. It arrives through dozens of decisions that each seem affordable. A larger house creates higher taxes, insurance, utility bills, furniture costs, landscaping expenses, and repairs. Luxury cars, private schools, expensive hobbies, and frequent travel slowly turn flexibility into obligation. None is automatically wrong. The danger is building a lifestyle that requires your highest level of income to continue forever. When expenses become fixed, freedom disappears. You may have $1 million net worth and still be unable to leave a stressful job because too many payments depend on the paycheck. Real financial freedom is not only having more, it is needing less than you could afford. The gap between earnings and required spending is a powerful form of security. The 15th thing no one tells you is that comparison continues no matter how much you have. When you have $10,000, you compare yourself with someone who has $100,000. At $100,000, you notice people with $1 million. At $1 million, you begin seeing people with $10 million. There is always a bigger house, a more successful business, or someone younger who reached the milestone faster. If wealth is measured through comparison, you can remain poor psychologically at any net worth. The finish line keeps moving because someone will always have more. This is why defining enough is essential.
Enough may mean leaving a bad job, supporting your family, owning your time, or never fearing basic bills again. Without a personal definition of enough, money becomes a game you cannot win. You continue sacrificing time, relationships, and health to increase a number that no longer changes your life. The 16th reality is that the people who look richest are not always the people with the most wealth. Visible luxury is expensive. Every dollar used to impress strangers is a dollar that cannot remain invested. The quiet millionaire may live in an ordinary neighborhood, wear simple clothes, drive a reliable car, and stand beside you at the grocery store. Their wealth is difficult to see because paid-off debt, investment accounts, and financial flexibility do not create dramatic photographs. This does not mean wealthy people never buy expensive things. It means that real security does not require constant proof. The less someone needs strangers to recognize their success, the easier it becomes to make decisions based on value rather than appearance. The final thing no one tells you is that becoming a millionaire does not change who you are as much as it reveals who you already were. If you were generous before having money, wealth may allow you to become more generous. If you were insecure, money may give you more expensive ways to seek approval. If you were disciplined, wealth may amplify that discipline. If you constantly chased excitement, a larger account may allow you to take larger risks. Money is a tool and a magnifier. It creates options, but your values decide how those options are used. Becoming a millionaire can reduce stress, protect your family, purchase time, and open doors, but it cannot replace relationships, health, purpose, or self-respect. The real goal is not simply reaching 7 figures. The goal is building a life in which money supports what matters instead of becoming the only thing that matters. While the world focuses on luxury, the deeper benefits of wealth are much quieter. The ability to say no, the ability to leave, the ability to wait, the ability to help,
and the ability to make decisions without desperation. That is what being a millionaire can truly provide when the money is managed wisely. And here at MotionBiz, we are not interested in helping you merely look rich. We want to help you understand the habits, psychology, and decisions that create lasting financial freedom. Because the most valuable part of wealth is not what it allows you to display, it is what it allows you to control.